Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's Awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!
Last week in Carlisle, February 16 through 22, 2026. Winter storms, big business deals, and community wins. It has been an incredibly active and news-filled week for us here in Carlisle. From battling a harsh return of winter weather to seeing major investments in our local infrastructure and businesses, there is a lot to catch up on. Our community faced challenges together, but we also took time to celebrate our students, athletes, and local heroes. Here is a quick look at the main stories that shaped our week from February 16 through February 22, 2026. Winter weather return, a mix of snow and ice caused travel headaches and pipe bursts. First responder upgrades, our firefighters are getting new life-saving equipment. Major water agreement, a $14 million deal was signed for the new AI data center. Police activity. Officers handled serious crimes, but also rescued a lost puppy. Borough projects. Council launched a survey for electric vehicles and paused a camera contract. School achievements. The school board honored top students and discussed safety laws. College news. Dickinson announced tuition updates, and our law school made global headlines. Business shifts. We gained a coffee shop, saw Giant expand, but learned a flea market is closing. Local sports. Our baseball and basketball teams had an exciting week of competition. Community events. Residents gathered for galas, banquets, and art shows despite the cold. Real estate market. Home prices saw a major jump compared to this time last year. Winter weather impacts our roads and utilities. Winter made a strong comeback this week, reminding us all that February is not over yet. A nasty mix of snow and ice and strong winds hit Carlisle and the rest of the state on Sunday. The governor issued a disaster proclamation to help manage the storm. For those of us driving, it was a headache as PennDOT and the PA Turnpike Commission had to put restrictions on vehicles, especially on I-76. On top of the snow, the extreme cold has been tough on our infrastructure. Our public works crews have been working overtime, fixing 14 water main breaks in just the last 2 weeks. New rescue gear for our firefighters. Safety is always a top priority for our community. At a recent meeting, the Borough Council approved funding for some vital new equipment for our fire department. They're purchasing a new rescue cutter and spreader, often called the Jaws of Life. As many of us know, having the right tools can make all the difference when seconds count during a car accident or emergency. It's good to see our first responders getting the support they need to keep us safe. Major $14 million water deal for data center. There was a major development regarding the new AI data center project. On February 16, a joint venture called Carlisle Development Partners signed a big deal with Middlesex Township. The agreement, worth $14 million, allows the data center to use over 40% of the township's extra water supply. This means the center can use up to 400,000 gallons of water every day. This is a massive project that will impact our local resources and economy for a long time. Police handle serious incidents and a puppy rescue. It was a heavy week for our local law enforcement, but there were some heartwarming moments too. Police were busy investigating a few serious crimes, including an attempted homicide on Lincoln Street involving a stabbing where suspect Shannon Kearns was quickly taken into custody. Officers also arrested Rodell Assad for stealing money from an elderly resident at Thornwald Nursing Home. However, it wasn't all bad news. Officers found and rescued a cute black lab puppy at Letort Park, keeping it safe until the owner could be found. Borough projects. Council decided to hit the pause button on a contract for flock surveillance cameras. These cameras read license plates to help solve crimes. However, after hearing concerns from residents about privacy, the council tabled the decision to look into it further. On a different note, the borough launched an electric vehicle charging survey on Friday. They want to know the best places to put chargers, especially in historic neighborhoods where we don't have garages. School achievements. The Carlisle Area School District was hard at work for our kids this week. Following the President's Day holiday, the school board held a regular meeting on Thursday at the Fowler Building. During this meeting, the board proudly honored high school senior Sarah Tresselt for winning a National Honor Society scholarship. Leaders also discussed the ongoing rollout of Act 44, a state law that requires schools to quickly tell parents and staff if there's a weapon incident on school property or buses.
Colleges make headlines with tuition and law news. Our local higher education schools, Dickinson College and Penn State Dickinson Law, made big news this week. At Dickinson College, students kicked off Love Your Body Week to promote health and self-acceptance. The college also celebrated its new rule offering free tuition for families making under $125,000. Over at the law school, Dean Danielle M. Conway continued her work as president of the Association of American Law Schools, and Professor Ross gave a special speech to the FIFA legal team. Business openings, closings, and expansions. Our local business landscape is shifting. On a positive note, we have a new spot to grab a morning brew called Mad Roast, which celebrated its ribbon cutting on B Street. We also learned that the Giant Company, headquartered right here, is buying 2 more stores in Bedford County. However, we also got some sad news. The Silver Moon Flea Market, a staple that many of us have visited since the late 80s, announced it will close in May 2026. Wins and losses for local sports teams. Sports fans in Carlisle had plenty to cheer for this week. The Dickinson College baseball team started their spring season with a big win over Randolph-Macon College, powered by a first-inning home run by senior Johnny Bruno. At the high school level, our Carlisle JV girls basketball team crushed Central Dauphin East 43-19, with Liliana Rice named Player of the Game. Our JV wrestlers also picked up big wins at a local championship meet. Events keep our community spirit high. Despite the cold, Carlisle residents found plenty of ways to stay busy. The Farm Show Complex hosted Motorama 2026, drawing huge crowds for the races and car shows. Locally, we supported Safe Harbor's annual Night Without a Tux Gala to help the homeless. Residents also attended the 14th annual Sportsman's Banquet at Mount Zion Crossroads Church and visited a moving art exhibit called Ukraine's Courage, Perseverance, and Love, hosted by our Chamber of Commerce. Carlisle real estate market stats. The real estate market in Carlisle saw some interesting movement this week. While the number of homes sold remained steady compared to last week, the prices were significantly higher than what we saw during this same time last year. Here are the specific stats for closed home sales in Carlisle, PA, for this past week, February 16th through 22nd, 2026. Total home sales: 8 homes sold, no change from last week, up 3 from last year. Median sale price, $327,500, up $129,000 from $198,500 last week, up $107,500 from $220,000 last year. Highest sale price, $590,000, down $39,809 from $629,809 last week, up $190,112 from $399,888 last year. Lowest sale price, $5,500, down $31,000 from $36,500 last week, down $119,500 from $125,000 last year. Here is a list of the homes that sold last week. 20 Coral Drive, $5,500, 109 South Bedford Street,
$170,900, 1052 Rebecca Street, $218,500, 1913 Maplewood Drive, $320,000, 970 Cranes Gap Road, $335,000, 929 West North Street, $424,900, 24 American Avenue, $438,990, 250 Moreland Avenue, $590,000. Real estate stats are obtained from sources deemed reliable but not guaranteed. Stats are for all Carlisle Area School District 2/16/2026 through 2/22/2026 per Bright MLS. Conclusion. To wrap things up, the week was defined by resilience and growth for Carlisle. We dealt with harsh winter weather, addressed serious safety concerns, and made big moves in local development and infrastructure. From the snowplows clearing our streets to the council debating new technology and water deals, our community is constantly evolving. Whether you're checking out the new coffee shop, cheering on our local athletes, or watching the housing market climb, staying informed helps us all build a better borough together.
Awesome Carlisle, here we go. Small town charm with the big time glow. Tune in now, don't miss the show. It's awesome Carlisle. Let's roll!